Hello everybody, the Quiet Atheist here, and I want to introduce to you guys the 12 painful facts of Christianity. However, before we get started, as usual, I do want to let you guys know that the article in question will be provided in the description down below for everyone to take a look at if you are interested, of course. Now, fact 1. The earliest official gospel, Mark, was written over a generation, 40 years after the alleged death of Jesus, and subsequently it fails the historical test of contemporaneity. Fact 2. Of the 662 verses in the Gospel of Matthew, 612 were plagiarized, copied from the Gospel of Mark, or Mark's source. Fact 3. The Gospels were written by anonymous authors and later falsely attributed to authors who did not write them, nor were these anonymous authors eyewitnesses with two of the Gospels, John, see John 21:24, and Luke, see Luke 1:1-4, specifically stating that they were not eyewitnesses to Jesus. Fact 4. The Gospels contain numerous forgeries, contradictions, and errors. Fact 5. The four Gospels were not selected as Orthodox scripture until 180 CE approximately. Fact 6. There are no first-century witnesses outside of the corrupt and biased Gospels that attest to the earthly existence of Jesus Christ, but for a forged passage in the work of the Jewish historian Josephus, Testimonium Flavianum, and a second reference in that same compromised work, which is also suspect and in no way represents a specific reference to the Jesus of the Gospels. Fact 7. Almost all of the myths and moral philosophies attributed to Jesus can be found in earlier mythologies and philosophies held by people that were proximate to the lands in which the Gospels first arose. Fact 8. Most of the earliest Christians believed that Jesus was either a phantom, non-human apparition or a completely human Jewish rabbi. Fact 9. Christianity only rose to power due to its blatant disregard for its own scripture, meaning it aligned itself with a psychotic pagan emperor, Constantine, who boiled his wife in a hot tub, murdered his own son, and executed his co-emperor, and merely used Christianity to solidify his political ambitions, sole emperorship, evidenced by the fact that he continued to practice his pagan faith and mint his coins with Mithra's pagan sun god long after his alleged conversion. Fact 10. The sect of Christians that aligned themselves with Constantine became known as the Catholic Universal Church, and their chief historian Eusebius rewrote Christian history to represent a false picture that favored his sect and made it look as if his group's theology found in the four official Gospels was always the dominant and original form, when such was not the case. Fact 11. For the majority of its history, 4th century to the 19th century, Christianity has been a violent religion, which, like a deadly virus, has taken over its hosts and killed in order to spread. Fact 12. When Christianity had temporal authority, it was just as brutal and bad as Islam. The only reason we see more psychotic behavior from religious nuts in Islamic countries today versus Western countries is because the West has become increasingly secularized. How can you Christians out there expect me to take this book of propaganda seriously? And this last comment, where the West has become increasingly secularized, therefore preventing Christians from getting violent and murderous, I think that is spot on. Because if a lot of Christians would be able to get away with the nonsense that they want to do, this country that we are living in right now would probably be one of the most unsafe countries out there on the planet, plain and simple. And that's how I feel about it. This religion is a joke. The scriptures are a joke. None of them are accurate. None of them will ever be accurate. And that's how I feel. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.